Hi. So it's sad when even my admins don't see when I'm going live, even the admins to my pages, right? That goes for any of them. I have to post this to my admins. They're like, can you please tell us when you go live? We're not seeing it. They're awake and not seeing it too. That's even worse. They're awake, chilling, and not seeing when I'm going live. I hate, or I'll say it, strongly dislike being Facebook banned. It doesn't work the same for the things I do. It just doesn't work the same. You should see the feed too, that of the page I'm on. It's so depressing. It's so, like, if it was my page, I would start unfriending people, cleaning it up, you know, adding some spiritual people, and I did that last time I was on the account. I'm trying not to, but some of the posts I see, I'll start scrolling. Okay, this is like my general day since I've been banned. I'll start scrolling and, you know, pretty much forget what feed I'm on anyway, because it looks kind of like my feed. A lot of the same people are on it, and I start scrolling and I see some of these posts and it just reminds me where I am, that I'm banned. And then I go over to Instagram and I flip through that for like 2 seconds, and then like I hate it. Just isn't really anything for me. So quarantined. I am Facebook censored and quarantined, I suppose. We have a good day today. I'm really tuned into this energy cycle, so I knew to rest yesterday. Today is 11/11/11. If you're into numerology, you could add those up to 2s too, I suppose. There's some debate over that. So the way I look at it though, because I don't usually have like these labels and like cute little like Lion's Gateway or porthole names for the energy I feel, but I'm really tuned into that energy. So there's a lot of stuff online. I did try to go look and see what was out there really fast for like 10 minutes this morning, and there's a lot of articles that are like, well, this is the last day of this energy gateway that started 11/11, but in my reality it's open till January that we can be manifesting. But November's a powerful month in that manifesting, that we're supposed to be really instant manifesting right now, like on all new levels. I've had a huge emphasis on the subconscious mind. And I don't claim to have all this understanding about, you know, Ascension. I'm still kind of learning and going through the same process as you guys. So I'm going to talk about that, how we can kind of tweak our reality by tweaking our subconscious minds, and some tips, because it's something I've been working on. So I'm going to give you guys some tips. But this is a really powerful energy for manifesting. I already know that because I have a lot to manifest. I'm going to have to get serious with my video I'm going to do next and get to manifesting. So it's very powerful for anything that you're manifesting right now. Alright, we have different areas of the brain. I don't claim to be a brain expert. I did go to college, but honestly I don't really remember a lot, and I pretty much had to wipe clean whatever I did learn, but I did have a kind of good understanding of this stuff, but not equated to spirituality in the way that I would like to have learned about it. So we have different areas of the mind. We have this subconscious mind. Almost everything I know about the subconscious, the oneness in all of us, I've gotten from when I was opening my third eye. I started having like out-of-body astral experiences, and I'm pretty good in the astral too. So I use the dream state for information so that I can get past barriers that are up here and access stuff. So I've snooped around in those areas. I know for a fact that we can't access the subconscious mind in the same way that we can the conscious one, that there are these barriers, kind of like these blocks here. But we have one subconscious. This is where the oneness comes from. There's a lot of distortions about that law of one too. Like, people will be like, no, we come from one source, we're not all one. And there's so many distortions. Like, it just goes back to why we're all imprisoned here from Egyptian times. They really distorted the law of one anyway. But we have one subconscious. Take what you want with that. Now, your subconscious mind is pretty much a slave to your conscious mind. Yes, your conscious mind is the boss. It will do whatever your conscious mind is telling it to do. Now, your subconscious is what's creating your entire reality. Everything here, whether it's your dreams when you go to sleep or this reality. Everything about it. Now, it's important that I learned something very interesting that's helpful to me in my journey. We tend to be very overdramatic in a lot of modern cultures, me included. You love me, overdramatic, right? So I tend to be overdramatic. If you say you're dying, your subconscious takes everything literal. everything. I'm sick. I'm dying. The world is ending. Whatever you want to think about negatively, your subconscious is taking that as very realistic and taking it, you know, into consideration when it's generating your next experiences, your reality. So we need to be very careful. We can't access these areas. There are things you can do, you know, I'm into that too, but you really can't access it. But we can tell what's going on in your subconscious mind simply by what you're thinking about all day long. Your conscious mind is in control. Your subconscious mind will do anything it's telling you to do. So for me, I'm going to Stonehenge. It kind of fits in between like my bills and all this shit. So I'm going to manifest. So I'm trying to kind of psych my subconscious mind out into creating things I want for me. I'm being serious. Anything I am telling my subconscious mind consciously, it's going to do. And that's the thing that we're not realizing around here. There's kind of this disconnect between our realities. Now, I'm a channel, so I have a lot of downloads coming to me. I'm thinking this morning, right? I'm just downloading random shit all the time. It's hard for me to even process. So I'm sure my mind is a mess more than most, right? Because I'm always downloading, and a lot of those downloads I process through my mind. Like literally, they're coming to me. It's very important that we get a grip on what kind of thoughts we're thinking about. The most harmful thing that you can do is to have negative thoughts about yourself. That's very common. We usually think you can't do it. This will go wrong. Everything's going to go wrong. No, this won't work out. This is the kind of things that we tell ourselves. But it's worse to have thoughts about other people. We have mirror neurons in our brain. We are all one. If you're thinking, you know, toxic thoughts about the energy vampire or a person you don't like in your life, it's like you're thinking it about yourself, and it will have that kind of effects on your health too. So we know that toxic environments are very bad for us. So try to get rid of anyone that's making you think negative in your life. If you collide with like an old friend or family member and they're making you think negative thoughts, that is very, very bad for your reality. We need to become our own cheerleader. Brittany will love this, right? I'm just kind of channeling whatever. We need to become our own cheerleader around here. If I have hard, impossible shit that I just know I probably can't do without some miracles, sounds like every day in my mission, right? My friends are there. Brittany, Allison, all my admins, they're going to tell me I can do it. It's going to go good. It's going to come out okay. And that's very important when I'm manifesting, because you guys know I tend to self-sabotage myself fast, you know, thinking realistically about certain situations. So it's very important that you guys are giving yourself the same internal advice that you would be giving a friend if they came to you having a rough time. You would be like, it's going to be okay. You're going to do this, right? It's going to work out great, because those are the things we're feeding our subconscious. So if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to manifest my Stonehenge trip, and I'm trying to and I'm thinking, I'm hella broke, I probably won't have the cash to do it, it's not going to work out, then it won't. It's very important that we're paying more attention to what we're putting in our conscious mind, because it's feeding our subconscious, which is programming our entire reality. We can simply daydream about things like hella cash or vacations or things like that. Your subconscious will program those experiences for you. So, you know, there's a real power in manifesting. I put up some cute little meme on Instagram. It said, you know, you should be using your Instagram page or whatever you want to call it as a vision board. Your Facebook post should be looking like a vision board, right? It's your own personal manifesting vision board around here using social media. Are you posting your pain? Or are you pasting your wildest dreams on here, right? So when I was going to manifest coming to the UK, all I did was post a bunch of UK pictures and flags everywhere, and clearly it was a programmed experience I went through, and it did happen. So I'm getting pretty good at manifesting. I'm supposed to be teaching people how I do it. I know that I can really sabotage myself if I'm thinking about anything but the outcome that I want. We have infinite probabilities, and if I'm thinking something won't work out, it won't. And we need to really unlimit our mind and what we think is possible right now. It's important to remember that when you're dreaming, any character in your dream is played by yourself. You go to sleep, right? Infinite versions of self, apparently. You can dream up all sorts of stuff in the astral and things like that, right? Well, it's no different here. Every person you're experiencing is also a dreamed up version of yourself. Sometimes we don't like those people, right? Sometimes those people could seem like the shadow side of yourself, because we're only ever getting our own qualities that we need to work on back. So a lot of people are getting triggered with Mercury Retrograde and feeling emotional and things like that. Pay attention to those triggers. They have less to do with the people outside of yourselves than yourself. It's very an emotional time right now. People think healing is so easy. They think that you can live a certain way, destroy your body, and that you can go get a magic pill from the doctor. We're going through Ascension, so we're kind of peeling back layer upon layer of emotion too. Some of these emotions could be from past traumas, past life things. They could be from all different types of things. I've found that however you were feeling when you experience a trauma, if you go through things you perceive to be a trauma again, it can bring back those feelings that you had, those feelings of like terror, anxiety, freaking out. It could be like just like, you know, you're stressed at work or going through something in your life, and it can really bring up whatever, you know, kind of emotions you felt going through your hardest times here. I'm sending good vibes. I'm on here to send good energy too. We are shifting. You could be losing friends, family members. People that you were close to for a while. The things are changing around here. You should notice that you're probably not learning with the same people that you were learning with when you were 5 years old around here. That the faces are continually changing as you're growing and evolving. You should be kind of moving on to new lessons continually. This is a karmic cleansing. I know I got Lisa on here. I'm happy. This is a karmic cleansing for humanity, and we need to do, we're going to continue to purify, but we really need to purify what we're putting in our minds right now. There's a huge, you know, emphasis on the mental aspect right now as we're going through these energy shifts this month, like a huge focus on what we're thinking about all day long, because whatever we're thinking about is going out into that continuum and manifesting into the physical, and it's not just affecting us, it's affecting everyone. Everyone has so many complaints about the collective sucking in politics, and they sit around at home and watch garbage TV and think negative thoughts all day long. And then, you know, they sit there and blame politics, not thinking that maybe that they play a part in all of this and what we're seeing manifested. And if we don't like it, we could change our thinking patterns and it would change this entire reality. So this is like a big part of the problem too. People are always trying to blame like anyone outside of themselves for what's going on with them. We have control over our vibrational frequency. It might feel like we're going back into the darkness. I always say this is called the underworld, right? Well, we're exploring the depths of our subconscious right now, whether we realize it or not. Everything happening this time of year, everything with the sun, everything. So we are in the underworld. It could feel like you are feeling darkness because it's so emotional too, that even the next full moon will be real emotional. Looking at the moon calendar, that, you know, there's kind of a mix of that water energy and then that fire energy at the same time. It kind of creates a dualistic kind of energy. This is Ascension. We need to get rid of anything that's weighing us down. Shitty qualities, emotions, old things to heal, old baggage. I'm going to say it every day probably because I loved this meme I saw yesterday. I manifest those memes if anyone's wondering. In bulk. I go get like 100 at a time, manifest X for a level. So I see this, and they're always for me, right? So I see this meme and it says that the past doesn't even exist. It only exists in your mind. Those timelines aren't even here. They all fell in. It's not even real. And we had to really get a grip on this time and space thing. Why are we always in the past and not in the future? Why are we always looking back and not thinking about our future timelines? So we need to do some shifting around here with our perspectives on things. My husband's level purging again. So what that looks like for me as a healer and someone lives in that house, that he was transferring some very heavy emotions over to me. like very heavy emotions. I see that he's purging out and he's having a full-blown, you know, ascension symptoms and everything. If you don't want to release the garbage that you're holding on to, it will make you sick. Your thoughts will begin to make you sick. They're not going to be a vibrational match to you. Your thoughts are powerful. Everyone has a frequency that you're emitting, and it's going to make up your entire frequency around your body too, whatever you're thinking about. Your thoughts change your aura. So if you want to raise your vibrational frequency, start to think better thoughts. As the frequencies are going up on the planet, it will make you physically sick. If you try to look back at the negative things that happened, or if you want to think negative in any regard about yourself, others, whatever it is, it'll start to make you sick, like not a frequency match anymore. Good morning, Chris. I'm checking in from Facebook prison. I'll probably be on band right before Stonehenge, I assume. I got a new calendar. This one ends, so I can't even... I never even know what month I'm in. So I'm going to Stonehenge. Just like everything I'll rant about, probably. Real quick, I want to get into that, too. I'm trying to see what I'm getting Facebook. I'm doing some serious writing on the calendar. I'm getting organized in my life. I'm using this energy to get organized. I even wrote down a couple read-ins on the calendar, which is new for me. I usually just say, come find me. Come find me. So I'm getting organized. Yeah, that looks like I think I had to throw away some clothes too because they won't all fit in my dresser, and I'm kind of rearranging stuff. So we're just kind of doing some painting and decluttering, getting rid of stuff, you know, really moving some energy around. I'm going to Stonehenge. It was real, like, unexpected, manifested yesterday. Out of the blue, because you know it's going to be really cold there. But if you know me, all I've ever done from day one is tried to get on feet and share good energy, share some high vibe energy. That if I'm in a good mood and I can put my frequency through the roof, you guys will love it. So I am in the middle of a storm here. I guess we have coronal holes facing the earth with some type of solar radiation hitting the planet again. And they say it won't arrive for another 2 days to the earth, but I'm going to tell you they're full of shit with their NASA weather or whatever. And I've been feeling this solar energy for a good 3 days here. My husband tells me I'm crazy and that they don't get any sun here this time of year, so the radiation's probably hitting Australia. I might concur with that places that are real sunny might be getting more of the energy. Not sure. I mean, that's debatable. So you can really feel the energy here, though. It is so level windy here. And you know that I am off of already some of the main ley line points where I'm at, that I'm always in the crazy energy areas anyway, just to do my videos and things like that. So I'm already feeling the same, like it's just more intensified when you go over to that actual ley line kind of merge point where Stonehenge is. It already feels like crazy energy like that here at my house since I moved to this island. Like it took a lot for me to adjust frequency-wise. So it's definitely much higher frequency than where I was in California. I have people that are traveling to Shasta and Stonehenge and other sacred sites. And when I went to Shasta, it did so much to heal my root chakra. They say that 80% of the light workers have fucked root chakras. Sorry, we're just kind of transient this life. I don't know. They say that, though, that most of them have messed up root chakras. We forgot how to ground, right? We're always in the ether, light workers, and the spiritual. So it was really good for me to go to Shasta because it was so zenned out. The energy that I was so grounded by the time I left California, I was like so zenned out and calm and relaxed. And then I come here and it's total opposite frequency. You will like float away. You feel like you're always in your head or your third eye, like just totally different frequencies. So I am excited because it was wet and I wanted to live video at Stonehenge and I couldn't even snap a selfie. It was so wet. So I want to go live video there really bad so I can share that energy out. It felt so insane. Like it was just crazy energy. You could just feel it even through the video. I watched my video I made, my little video clip, like 100 times. And every time I did, I was connecting with that energy and it was just recharging me so crazy. So those rocks have a lot of amazing purposes. I'm learning more and more about the rocks. When I went there, it was like they contained information. And then I did mushrooms and was playing Stonehenge on the mushrooms too and exploring, like doing like, I don't know, I was just, digging around in the Akashic about Stonehenge and I learned so much too. So it was like when you're there, you rapid download like so much information because they say those rocks are a library. They're pretty much like their own Akashic records. They hold, from what I saw, a lot of history of that place. There's been a lot of blood that was spilled in those areas. That place is kind of built on blood and it has a crazy history. It's really interesting and amazing and they just hold so much information. So when you're near them, you'll like rapid download. You know that they say that it's a gateway, a porthole, a stargate, and I really subscribe to that. I thought it was a miracle that you couldn't even go within a certain feet of the rocks and now we can go in them because someone sued the government. I think the Druids sued the government. So we were able to go in the actual Stargate area unsupervised and use the rocks in the right way, because you know that crazy energy, that space storms, activates the rocks, just like it activates us. It's activating the rocks. So I'm so excited to go explore again. It's crazy. It'll be really cold. I got someone who's going to come with us. I think Iris is going to come with us. We're talking about what kind of clothes to wear there. I told her she might want waterproof, real warm clothes because we'll be outside the entire time and it's friggin' cold here. It could be wet and rainy. There's like an 80% chance that it'll rain too with those kind of storms. There could be snow there. Probably only a little, but there could be snow. So I'm really excited. When you connect with the earth, it helps your ascension so much. We're basically like cells in a body. We want to be on the earth's frequencies. It really, really helps. But there's so much history and knowledge in these places. I've been to a few sacred sites and they all have their own unique kind of real spiritual energy, and I feel like people get called there so that we can download activations that were stored in these places too. That there's a lot of activations that were stored in those stones and other places. Like when I went to Shasta, I found out after that clearly from my journey that I was sent there so that I could retrieve downloads, so that I could retrieve packets of information. I had to go meditate up on Shasta, and I received a lot of information that really gave me a lot of, I guess you could say, ancient Lemurian kind of knowledge. So there's a lot of ancient Lemurian ties to Shasta, and there's a lot of Atlantis kind of ties to Stonehenge too. I really feel like our past lives tie into these places real crazy too. Hi Bethany! I want to catch up on you on your Reiki and see where you're at. I couldn't even remember if I level 1 attuned you, or if I just didn't give you your cert. Hit my inbox. I'm stalking you real early this morning. You could probably feel me. I like to send telepathic messages for people to find me. I had Sierra come hit my inbox. I was like, good, I've been expecting you. I'm Facebook banned. I was sending you telepathic messages to come get your Reiki books. I now respond telepathically, so if I don't answer you back, tune into your guides. They probably have a message for you. Let's see what else. So we have 11, 11, 11. It's a manifesting day. I live for stuff like this. I really have a lot to manifest. I have a whole list. In fact, I have a whole list. So it's really good energy for this. I was trying to find these Flower Life grid tray things I have. I don't know where they are, but I was going to paint them like gold because I'm decorating my pyramid. It's a really good energy to be making changes in your house, whether it's just like making your meditation area a little nicer, setting up a meditation or a healing area, decluttering. Really good energy for manifesting. You cannot have any drama today. You cannot have any negativity because your subconscious mind is taking it literal. We throw around a lot of spiritual concepts around here, like energy vampires, spiritual attacks, dark witches. We're feeding this to our subconscious when we're participating in that drama around here, so be careful. Your subconscious is taking things literal around here. I know we tend to be real over-dramatic with the things going on. No negativity. Stay focused on manifesting today. I'm trying to think what else. I didn't go live yesterday. I got the thermal underwear. I'm gonna wear it under my leggings. I already have it. Brittany says it's awesome. I like to plan out what my experiences by what I'll wear. I already have it picked out. I go pick out my clothes for it. And then I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, yeah, that really is me actually. I got a Christmas dress too that's black just in case I need one. I'm always like prepared for later. So, no, I'm really excited because it does crazy things to your energy there. Like I told you guys, it was making me purge real crazy, just like this island will do to you anyway. But like on all new levels, and it was like you get so high. It's like that MDMA kind of feeling that you would get from a synthetic drug where your teeth are like chattering and you're like in the most crazy euphoria, extreme bliss. You're like so recharged from that energy. You feel like so high off of it. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like the effects don't just wear off. Like, it will, like, permanently, do something to your energy to keep you at that state. Because for me, I'm getting, like, I just had the most amazing 3 days, and I'm vibing through the roof, and I'm back to extreme states of bliss and euphoria. And then last night, I have my husband purging everywhere and sending me his, you know, anger and frustration at his situation, and it was like a total crash down. Here you go, here, deal with some of this stuff, and now I'm back up to my bliss. But it's like, for me, I basically see really amazing glimpses of how I'll feel, right? Because sometimes you're feeling like so amazing, but you know, we're doing Ascension, so sometimes we have prison planet purging, garbage going on, whatever it is that can affect our frequency, but we're getting glimpses of where we're going to be in those states of bliss for sure. So Stonehenge will put you in a state of bliss. Well, you guys are all pretty connected to my energy, because I'm always like, oh, hi, all over Facebook. So since you guys are connected to me, if I'm going to go to Stonehenge and I'm going to be doing energy work on myself and I get on video with it, it's going to affect all your energy too. So I love that part about my journey. I just love sharing crazy energy. Like, here you go, here's some space storm energy. So I'm really excited because it'll really help upgrade everyone around us too. It helps crazy. I literally watched that video probably like 20, 30 times of Stonehenge, and every time I did, I was connecting to the rocks and the energy like behind me, and I would get a recharge off of it. I was doing it at work, like in the middle of my work day, watching the video, and I would get a crazy recharge. I put up a nice meme this morning that said, if you're tired, it's not because you're not resting enough, it's because you're not doing enough stuff that lights your soul up. It's draining for our soul to be playing Prison Planet Slave and never having any fun. It's just so draining. People tend to leave the experience fast, rapid age, when they have awful lives. We need to be creating fun experiences. You don't need money to do that. You can do things that make you happy. Like, I know people are like, oh, I can never do anything, and that kind of thinking. Do more things that make you happy and light you up. It'll open new pathways for you. I put up another post about this morning, subconscious reprogramming in the Reiki group, and it says, is negativity bad for you? Is thinking negative all the time bad for you? Yes, it is. It actually, every thought that you have is going to affect the pathways in your brain. If you're thinking negative all the time, it'll literally shut down pathways. If you're thinking about gratitude and good things, it opens up pathways. You can look at those pathways almost like probabilities too, because they kind of correlate with it. So if you're in gratitude more, you will open up new probabilities, new possibilities. More fun experiences, more gratitude. I'm trying to think what else, right? It's 11, 11, 11. Make a wish, or a couple of them. Maybe a list. I got a list out on my cell phone. I have to make a real list on paper, right? But I got a list out. Maybe make a manifesting list. More grids, things like that. I'd really stay focused on what you want today. We can trick our subconscious into creating things for us too, like I said, right? We can begin to get really good at this and start to trick our subconscious into creating whatever we want. It is a slave to the conscious mind. Yes, almost like a slave. It'll do whatever it says. So we can really start to think about what we want, like on bigger levels. And, you know, that's why the law of attraction works. You start to daydream about something, your subconscious creates it. Hi, Cheryl. I'm wrapping up my 420 feed. I'm excited. We're going back to Stonehenge. It'll be really cold, but I don't even care. I'm real excited. I'm sending out crazy love. We're working on subconscious programming as well as conscious, because you can't just program your subconscious and stay thinking the negative thoughts. I mean, it is going to be based on reprogramming your conscious mind. So we know everything that we're thinking about. You guys are viewing those thoughts every day. More focused on what's going on to the conscious mind. That's why my videos are reprogramming me and everyone watching them too, because I tend to be real repetitive, I say. Like manifesting, creating, healing, whatever I'm talking about, but it's going into your conscious mind and you're reprogramming your subconscious. That's why television is so bad, because think about how many violent movies you've seen. And if you're going to watch that kind of stuff all over television like it's no big deal, we become very desensitized to that. Right? It's just another day getting killed on TV. Who cares? And we really get cut off in that way. So whatever you're putting in your subconscious mind, it's programming. We want to put better things into our conscious mind so that we can create better things with our subconscious mind. So for me, I like to fill my body with a lot of herbs, good foods, you know, high vibe things like salt baths and things like that. Good sleep, and I like to fill my conscious mind with a lot of spiritual stuff, Ascension stuff, memes, whatever it is, anything positive. It's really helping reprogram your reality. I had a lot of negative thinking patterns. I watched every one of my fears manifest too. Every one of them, probably deepest, darkest, craziest shit. Like I couldn't even put it into words. And so we know that thinking negative works, as in terms of creating your fears, things you don't want your reality to look like. So it's pretty easy. We got to really just stay positive. Nothing's going to change by voting for a new president or Brexit, as long as people have the same patterns going on. Nothing will change externally. So you always want to go fix the mirror, right? It's like if I hate my hair and I'm looking in the mirror, right here, mirror, and I'm trying to fix the mirror, it's not going to work real good. Same concept, I always say. If it go within. So we really had to get a grip on what we're thinking about. Yes, think about places you want to travel to, experiences you want to go to. Better programming if you're watching it. We're on autopilot a lot of the time too. You ever just be really tired? You've been really tired and you probably just don't even remember like where you were driving or where you're walking or what you're even saying half the time. You know that your brain can run on autopilot too. A lot of people are running on autopilot. Your subconscious has memorized all of your movements, whether it's getting coffee, your routine, your whole day, right? You can run on autopilot, as in your subconscious taking over. So it's really powerful that if we want to change our patterns, that we change our thinking patterns, because it'll really reprogram our subconscious with what it's gonna be used to. You have to be really repetitive. How many times do I get a cup of coffee? Probably every morning infinitely, right? My subconscious is real used to that, right? It's repetitive. I'm doing the same thing repetitively. So it's into repetitive reprogramming. So we need to be repetitive with the things that we're telling ourselves about our manifestations, manifesting what we want to see happen. It's not like you just tell your subconscious mind one time. It works better if you're repetitive. Yep, autopilot. I do my job on autopilot doing videos sometimes. Doing cards. I feel like I'm on autopilot a lot of the time. No, but you know what I mean. I know you guys have felt like that. Maybe even when you were asleep, it's like you're on autopilot. Your parents subconsciously programmed you. You were just kind of running on autopilot until you can change your thoughts, until you can become consciously aware and change your thoughts. You really are running on autopilot in whatever way you were programmed. You're not just programmed by your parents, even though you really are. That's the first place you receive programming, is as soon as you get here, you get indoctrinated by your family and what they want you to be too. I always say that parents always have so many ideas for what they want their kids to do with their lives too. They have a kid and they're like, this kid is going to go to college here, or this kid is going to do this, right? They always have their life like planned out for them. I think that's part of the problem a lot of the time. So, but you get programmed in school through the television around you, just society, magazines you see. These are things that reinforce your perception of this limited reality all around us. Autopilot coffee. I said that the other day, that it was like me and my friend were feeling like we were in a dream. I went and had tea with Harry and he was like, I don't even know what I was doing. I like don't even remember making the coffee or whatever. Like I was like on autopilot. It might feel like we're dreaming more and more because we're getting lighter and lighter. We can only perceive what we're a vibrational match to. So as we're going up in frequency, our bodies are becoming less denser and denser, right? They're becoming less dense. So it could feel like you're more like in a dream state too, as you're going about this ascension. There's a big emphasis on us realizing that when we go to sleep and we journey through our mind dreaming or astraling or wherever we decide to go, that it's no different than here. That this is the same laws of physics apply and things like that. So you guys might be feeling lighter and lighter, like this is really more like a dream, like you're becoming more and more lucid. I think awakening is, the first step in an awakening, this ascension, and I have nothing but amazing insight on where we're headed and what our bodies will be capable of. So we're kind of in the beginning phases of this awakening too. I know a lot of people are like, we ascended, I've arrived, but we have a lot of work to do still in terms of our mental aspects and what we think is possible and what we don't think is possible, what we think that we're capable of manifesting and receiving, because we can receive anything we're asking for. Anything we want, but we have to do it with our conscious minds in order to kind of tweak our reality. I'm going to get off of here and do real cards. I want to kind of get this over with my videos, but stay really high vibe. Use today for manifesting. Pay attention to what you're thinking about all day long. Pay attention to your thoughts and what you could work on in terms of yourself and what you're thinking about, in terms of you're capable of. because we are infinite energy capable of manifesting anything. And we're still in those prison planet confines where we wake up and the spiritual doesn't look too much different. So really work on paying attention to your thoughts with this energy. We have Mercury Retrograde still, so it should be shining a light on money and manifesting too, with it shifting into Venus, and with into Scorpio, and with Venus shifting into Scorpio, we have a big emphasis on money too, which kind of has been controlling our manifesting for a really long time, and what we think we can create and afford and do. And we really need to unlimit that right now, like take money out of the equation. I keep on saying it. So start really thinking about, this is a dream. A dream. You can dream up anything you want. What would your life begin to look like if you took money out of the equation and just start to think about your dream experiences, what you want to happen, and start to think about that, because your subconscious will program it and the money will come later. So it's how we put money in the equation, not realizing that if that experience is going to be programmed, the universe is going to find a way to give us what we need to do it. So really start to take money out of the equation, think about your dream life, what it'll look like, and your subconscious will create it. This is the perfect energy. We have all of the energetic dynamics at play. Some energies it's easier to manifest with than others, and this is like the most powerful day of manifesting pretty much of the month. It's really important. And we're also kind of ending a cycle too. Like when they do the solstice, I don't know a lot about the solstices. I'm just not that into them. I know a lot of people are. They're just pretty much another storm to me, but it is supposed to be a rebirth of the sun, and it's supposed to have a lot of spiritual significance, as in like a new year, like they might have used it as a new year a while ago. This cycle coming to an end, rebirth, and things like that. So use this end of, through December till Christmas. Make it easier till Christmas to continue to get rid of the things not serving you, especially the thoughts not serving you that have become outdated. Any kind of self-criticism, doubt, fear, whatever it is, get rid of it. It's no longer serving you. We need to understand we play such a role in all of this, and we can be creating anything that we want right now for this ascension. We're creators of the new earth. We're supposed to be creating. There's a kind of like this dissonance. We're supposed to be dreaming up something better. I know they've sold you on this notion that you die and go to heaven, but I don't think heaven was created. I think we came to create heaven on earth here in the higher dimensions. So stay really focused on daydreaming on what you want, and attracting it to you today.